match my Rolex. Everywhere I go flex, valet park on some low shit. Whole lot of smoke in that Rory, that thing poke. Burning rubber, wearing cameras, they was undercovers. Under pressure, made statements turned on their brothers. Never judge you, but the streets will never love you. I wonder what it come to in your brain for you to run to. Ones to hate us.
I know that many of us are trying to make sense of what has happened, and we may never will make sense of this untimely death, but something that I've been trying to remind myself these past few days is that, you know, although Nipsey may not be walking this earth with us today, that his legacy will live forever. Nipsey has accomplished just so many amazing things. He was one of the most motivational people of our time, if not the most motivational person of our generation. And I can go down the long list of things that he has done for his community, every community that he belonged to. But I know that you guys all know that. But one thing I want to point out is that Nipsey Hussle just wasn't a artist or a celebrity who gave to a charity of his liking and just walked away. He was actually fighting racial inequality in this country. And he specifically racial wealth inequality in this country, and he was fighting the issue at the root, looking for long-term solutions for generations to come. And I think for me, and maybe for a lot of other people, that's what makes this so hard to process. It's just because he had just only begun, and unfortunately he didn't get to see that through. But I can see, I can actually feel his impact, and I know that collectively, all of us, we can see that go through. We can do it together, so that his death wasn't in vain. And just rest in peace, Ermias. We love you. We thank you, and I hope that we all make you proud.
I'm prolific, so gifted. I'm the type that's gon' go get it, no kidding. Breaking down a swish in front of your building. Sitting on the steps feeling no feelings. Last night it was a cold killing. You gotta keep the devil in his hole, nigga. But you know how it go, nigga. I'm front line every time it's on, nigga. 100 proof.
My name's Jamal. Similar like Nick, half black and half Eritrean, so definitely felt a special connection to him. And most importantly, not aside from his ethnicity, was his mission, which touched all people alike. He was about entrepreneurship, he was about independence, he was about persistence, and he conveyed that perfectly in his music. And I think a lot of people feel that, and it wasn't just about a portrayal of a street image or anything like that. I think a lot of us seen some of his videos where he's talking about not exploiting money on liabilities and start investing into in things that are assets, things that you can gain benefit from. So I think his message, what he's done for in America as a first generation Eritrean, as a person who recognizes his roots. He didn't really identify with his father too closely, but he knew that his father was Eritrean, and he went to Eritrea, just like I did last summer for the first time, where I bumped into his brother, Black Sam, and got a chance to really sit down and talk with him. I know he comes from a good family. His brother bought my son a shirt, took me out to eat, and we exchanged numbers and talked about business, and this is what he was really about. he was really about this. And just for his life to be taken away it's tragic, it's sickening. You know, I hopefully when everyone goes home and reflects on this, that, you know, they, you know, just collect yourself and try to do something with yourself. You know, this life is short. It's very precious.
Double up, 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies, I just run it up. Never let a hard time humble us.
Yeah, in New York City, which is crazy, reunited. But we were at 4040. It was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, and we met this girl from Oakland. She's a sports agent, and when we were there, we were like, yo, this girl looks Habesha to some extent. Like, we all look the same. So she walks around and this guy, and he's like a basketball player, and he's like, yo, that girl looks like you guys. And we're like, yeah, we know. And then we were talking shit in Tigrinya. And next thing you know, she's Eritrean. So she comes up to us, we're like talking to her and stuff like that. And she was actually talking about how she was at the Rock Nation brunch. And she met Nipsey there for the first time. And we're like, yo, that's so dope, that's so crazy. And then next thing you know, we were on Twitter and I saw that this and this happened, and she was so distraught. And before she even knew he passed, she was telling us what they talked about at the Rock Nation brunch. And she was like, yo, Nipsey has a blueprint right now of a school he wants to build in Asmara. And that was just so crazy to think about, right? Because it's like, damn, like, hopefully somebody can finish that project, whether it's one of us or somebody else. I just saw the shock in her face when she had to leave. She couldn't stay because she couldn't believe what just happened. It looked like she had been failed, because it looked like she was alone. And she knew if she didn't have him to do with her, she didn't know who else she would have. So just thinking about that and considering that, we all have to do our part, whether Eritrean, American, Ethiopian, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. There are so many things to be done, and there are people with big plans, such as Nip. So if you want to do something, I feel like just make it happen, because there was somebody out there that really was trying to make it happen for us, right? For the next generation. He didn't want it to happen for him. He wanted it to happen for y'all. So that's just something you should think about moving forward. And that's just a crazy story that I just wanted to share with y'all that happened this past weekend, actually. So yeah, hopefully that resonates with some of you.
Look, my nigga, this is dedication. This is anti-hesitation. It's a real nigga celebration. It's a dime block declaration. 59th and 5th Ave, granny house with vanilla way.
When I was a sophomore in high school, Nipsey actually used to come to the Eritrean festivals in Oakland, where we used to go to. And he used to pull up in his gray Range Rover that he had at the time, and he used to just hang out with us, and he used to put us on game in terms of owning housing and music and everything like that. And we were just sophomores, and we had no idea what this guy was talking about. We were just in awe because we used to bump his music in school. And it's funny because when I matured and I got older and I went to college and he was dropping more music, I used to proudly play his music in my dorm room at UC Davis, and people would be like, oh, who is that? What are you playing? And the first thing I would say is oh, this is an Eritrean rapper, you know what I mean? And the pride that it gave me for somebody that I was listening to and I admired to be an Eritrean in media and kind of doing positive things was ineffable. I couldn't really explain that at the time. And I just remember every single time that I was going through something in school, whether I was thinking about dropping out or like deciding what to do next, he would always drop like the marathon or like the marathon continues or like all money in, and it felt like he was speaking to me. You know, whenever I graduated undergrad and I was deciding whether to continue school, to go to medical school, or anything like that, like I would listen to his music, and you know, he would give me the motivation to kind of continue and to not give up on my dreams and my hopes. So it felt, when I found out this news, it felt like I lost a brother, and it felt like I lost somebody that I knew, because I matured with him from his early days in 07 to Victory Lab. So I just want to say rest in peace to somebody that influenced me and that gave me the courage and the confirmation to reach my goals and to be all I can. So rest in peace, and I know he's up there looking out for us, so I hope that everybody can just go home and carry on his message and do one little good in the world, because I'm sure that's what he wanted for us to get out of this situation. So rest in peace.
Loaded bases, that's my motivation. Nigga feeling lucky, we should go to Vegas. 2018 motor transportation got me feeling over anxious like a home invasion. My dough inflated and I'm more creative. Signed a couple big deals, but it's no parading. See, it's a couple niggas every generation that wasn't supposed to make it out with the code the matrix. And when they get to speak, it's like a coded language. Reminds niggas that they strength and all the stolen greatness. We used to shoot at niggas at the mobile station. Full circle, mogul motivation. My self-educated, shrewd negotiations. Got these sharks that I'm sitting at this table with, afraid to bait me. No 10 on.
My name is Jonathan. I grew up in the inner city of Boston. I grew up in Roxbury. You know, I'm Ethiopian. I'm not Eritrean. But to be honest, like, when I seen Nipsey come on the scene, like, for me personally, I thought it was the dopest thing that ever happened.
You know, that was around the same time The Weeknd came on the scene. But to me, The Weeknd was kind of weird. Nipsey, on the other hand, he seemed cool. I was like, this guy's a cool dude. Like, you know, I could hang with him. But yeah, honestly, like, he embodies so much of what, like, you know, I stand for, values and morals. He's such a family man. He's with his girl for so long. I can't even get a date these days. It's crazy. And like, honestly, I think, you know, his entrepreneurial spirit, family values, being loyal to your friends, those are so key, you know, in this day and age. Those are morals and values that a lot of people don't have all in one package. And he had that, especially throughout his celebrity status. He never folded, he never switched up. He went back to the place he grew up and built a whole plaza. He's building shops, barbershops, all this different stuff. People don't do that these days. They leave, they're like, I'm out of here, I'm never coming back. But he went back to the same people that he grew up with and made sure that they got something out of it, because he didn't want his success, you know, to not be a part of them, because they were a part of his success. They made him into who he was.
Put my right hand to God, shine on these bras, stay on my job, grind with my squad, 100 racks on my car, no license at all, no 10 on that thing, nigga, cause that's how we ball. All these fuck niggas flawed, suckers and frauds. My circle so small, stick to my script and just ball. First I pick up my bitch, and we shut down the mall. Had to pick up the tip, she tried to pay for it all. Bring some yak with my plate, garlic noodles and steak. Bouncing out the ballet, with all these tats on my face. People looking like, hey, black niggas stay in your place. But it's some shit they gon' think, and it's some shit they gon' say.
Nipsey, I feel like he was a big mentor, especially to the Habesha community, like in general the black community, because living in America, most people don't believe in black people, Habesha people. We're like the most oppressed group, the most marginalized group, and so he was a mentor that was trying to bring us up and trying to like inspire us to be better, to beat the odds.
I put my right hand to God. I put my right hand to God. Nah, I put my right hand to Jesus. Fly like an eagle. Fight with is a free throw, success is a kilo. My wife is a C-note, but my mistress is Creole. I sip on that Clico while I'm banging that zero. Ghetto nigga like Cheetos that got more famous than CeeLo. Turn legit from illegal just like Pesci and Casino. Get JS off a P-roll, watch him blow up like C4. I rose from a Regal, Auroras and Lincolns. No pros on Alpinas to German drop top 2-seaters. Was young and prestigious, phone was matching my beeper. How the fuck you gon' reach him? He making more than his teachers. Moving forward with speed, all your morals are lead. Only focus is cheese, now the forest is trees. Got infected with greed, distort what you see. Your worst nightmare to need.